One error you're likely to see if you program Arduinos for any length of time is the expected initializer before error message. And that happens when you forget to uh, start a function with a curly brace. The curly brace is your initializer. It is the thing that begins the function that you're making, and in this case, the setup. The other part of this, the part right below here, says expected declaration before the closing curly brace. And so basically what that's saying is it's expecting something to start the function before we see the end of a function. These curly braces, they come in pairs. So if you're missing one, then you'll get an error message if you have the other one that says more or less, where's my buddy? So I'm going to put this get rid of this missing curly brace again, just like we had at the beginning here. And then I'm going to hit Control A and Control C to show you a trick you can use to try and find uh, where you might have a missing curly brace. And I'm going to use the Arduino IDE to make that happen. Right now we're in Tinkercad. To open the Arduino IDE, I'm going to go here and just type Arduino. And then I'm going to hit Control A, backspace, and Control V to paste in my program. Now, the Arduino IDE has something that Tinkercad doesn't, and that is the ability to auto-format text. If I hold the Control key down and press T, it will auto-format all of the text on the screen here. I'm going to do that in just a second, but I want you to notice that this line of code is indented by 2 spaces here. Watch what happens when I press Control T. It moved all the way to the left of the screen. Now, as a programmer, I should know that I shouldn't see any lines of code all the way to the left if I think they're supposed to be inside of a function. I think that this line of code should be inside the setup, right? It's below setup, it's before the closing curly brace, but it's pushed all the way to the left. Well, that clues me into a key concept, which is there must be a missing opening curly brace. So if I put that opening curly brace back and I press Control T again, I see that this line of code is now indented again. I'll go ahead and do that with the opening curly brace for the loop down here, just to show you that same behavior again. Notice all 4 lines of code are now up against the left side of the screen, and as soon as I put in that left curly brace and hit Control T, they're back to where they need to be. So if I put this back to missing an opening curly brace and hit Control T, you can see how it would be easier to use this auto formatting trick to scan through a relatively large program and look for a missing opening curly brace by simply looking for how far different blocks of code are indented. So that's the trick. Look for blocks of code that are not indented properly after you press Control T. And then look for a missing opening curly brace.